So running video in Ableton is actually significantly easier than running it anywhere else. If you're running video and backing tracks at the same time, doing it in Ableton is probably the easiest method I've seen out of all of them. And that's including the previous video that I've done on projecting videos. I think I used QLab in that. But yeah, easier than that. It's great. So with this video, I'm going to presume that you've got backing tracks, you've got video, you just need a way to put it together into Ableton. So for the video, format-wise, your safest bet is to go MP4, and then the backing tracks, just create a normal Ableton backing track rig, and then you can just put the video into it. If you're looking for a full course on putting an Ableton backing track rig together, then I do actually have one as well. You can find the links down below. I'll take you through everything from which version of Ableton to buy, all the way through to actually a full rig. So speaking of which, here is my own little backing track situation that I've put together just for this video. There's a couple of things going on, but it's nothing too fancy. There's 2 click devices, sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing crazy. And then the backing track itself, well, if you've seen any of my recent videos, then this backing track is going to sound very familiar because it's in my like 80s vibe that I'm enjoying. So super easy, super simple. It's really nothing exciting. This audio is from Epidemic Sound. It's not it is a real song, but it's not a real song that I made, if that makes sense. So for you, this will probably be the stems that you're working with, whether that be for a function band or your own original stems. It doesn't matter, as long as it's kind of in your Ableton rig. So we've got the Ableton stuff, we've got the video. Now we just need to put it together, and it's so painfully easy, it kind of hurts. In terms of connections for this, I'm actually going to be going onto a screen that's just behind me here, as you can now see. And to make this video work on YouTube, I'm kind of filming that screen at the same time. I think that's the best way to do it. Kind of felt weird filming a screen, but we can move past that. But to connect to this screen, I've literally just gone from the HDMI output of my Mac. On this video, I'm running an M1 Max MacBook Pro, the 16-inch version. And the only reason why I'm pointing that out is because it's got a built-in HDMI output. If you're running any other Mac and it doesn't have a HDMI output, you can just grab a little USB-C dock that has HDMI on it. Super easy. And if you're on Windows, obviously you can just HDMI out of that as well. And that's it. You don't need any drivers. You don't need to download anything. It's quite literally just plugging in a HDMI into an external monitor as you would if you're just using one in general. Now, if you're on a gig and they've got projectors or LED screens, then you'll need to make sure that you get in touch with the tech crew before the gig. Now, I have been on gigs where they've just literally given me a HDMI with my like monitor mix and I can just plug in that way. But sometimes you might find that they want something like an SDI output, which I'm not going to get too nerdy into video now, but essentially that's a little cable that kind of looks like an XLR, but it's got one pin in it and it's circular and it's a bit weird, but you need an adapter for that and they get expensive. So just make sure before you get to the gig, you can actually output the video onto whatever they're using. It's very important. But once you have sorted that out and you are hopefully going through the HDMI output of your laptop, then you literally just drag and drop in the video to Ableton. So here's my video. I'm just going to drag it right there underneath the audio as if it's an audio track, and a video screen pops up. There you go. All the video is it says this is a video. I know. Crazy. For you, this will be whatever your video is. It could be a music video. It could be a niche thing. It can be whatever you want. To build this video, I actually built this to the stems in Premiere Pro. So the way I did that is I brought in like the full mixed audio and then I put the words to that audio timed. Again, for you, it might be slightly different. The process of actually making the video will be entirely up to you and your project. But the important bit is that you know how it then syncs up to the audio when you bring it into Ableton. So for me, I know that this video starts pretty much bang on where the audio starts. As a quick heads up as well, Ableton gives a little auto fade on the way in. I'm just going to get rid of that by pulling it to the beginning because then the video won't fade in, it'll just happen straight away. Now the video's here, it's kind of in the way. If you did close this window, which you absolutely can, to get it back, because I've been there, you want to head into view at the top and then video window, it'll pop straight back up. Then you just drag it over to your screen, as you can see behind me. I didn't plan this well. But once it's on that second screen, you just double click and then it full screens. And the great thing is if you go back to the beginning, it makes the screen completely blank. It doesn't go to your desktop or anything like that. Now, as a little bit of troubleshooting, if you've put it onto an external monitor, like I have here, but you're finding that the menu bar is staying up at the top, then to get rid of that, it's super easy. You want to go into your system settings, you want to go into desktop and dock, and then scroll all the way down to displays have separate spaces because they're important and they need their space. So that will be toggled on if you're getting the little menu bar at the top. To get rid of it, do exactly what I've done, toggle it off. You will need to log out, so that means all the programs close, but then you can just log back in, open everything up, and you're good to go forever, which is quite nice. Get rid of those settings, and then double tap stop in Ableton, hit play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. and so on. And you can do this throughout your whole gig. So for example, if you had a song and then you had like interview stuff, you can put that in the middle and then it will carry on to the next song. Or if you had a massive intro, you can just put it now into Ableton so it will flow beautifully into your backing tracks, and it is wonderful. I think my favorite thing about this is that you can treat this the same as audio. So it just appears like it's an audio track and you can just build it. And yeah, I don't know, it's just, that is the easiest thing in the whole wide world and I love it. So with that, if you have any questions or comments, lob them in the comments section down below. And I hope you have a great time now playing video in Ableton to an external monitor, a big screen and all that good fun stuff.